Hey guys, welcome back to Paper Made Me Do It. Thank you for joining me. This is going to be a fairly chatty video as I take you through the unboxing of my second Hobonichi order for the 2020 planner season. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing so you can join up with me again soon. I'll be doing another video where I combine the items from my first order of the season with this order and show you everything that I decided to go with for the 2020 lineup. But here we are diving into the second order. You can see that beautiful bright green box underneath, and this is one of the drawer pouches. It was packaged obviously separate from the main box in some bubble wrap, and there was not much of a price difference at all to get the little gift bag that the pouch comes in, so I went with that option. And you can see the little drawstring gift bag. It ended up being super cute. It's very well made out of a kind of a cottony canvas material with a ribbon tie. And then you'll see that I ended up going with a medium size pouch, and there it is, that beautiful texture. Part of the reason why this video is going to be so chatty is because after I do the actual unboxing, I do end up kind of playing with some of these items and setting them up because, I mean, why not, right? So we'll go through the unboxing first, but we will come back to this item and I'll show you what can fit in it. I'm just going to go ahead and remove the tag because this is for sure going to be a keeper. I wish I had taken advantage of the cover that matched this pattern in years past. It's no longer available, but in previous releases there was an A6 cover that matched this material. So if you were one of the lucky ones that got your hands on that cover, I'm a little bit jelly. I love the way it looks and feels. So here you can just see the inside, very roomy. It has a zip closure. Zipper works well, it's nice and smooth. And then here we're going into the main box. There's the quote that you've been seeing for a couple months already. And here we go. So the first clear cover on cover is in the Weeks size, and that goes with one of the Weeks books that is in this unboxing. I'll tell you about that shortly. This cover that I'm bringing out right now is an A5. This pattern, or print rather, is called My Manga and I, and it was actually available in A6 and A5. So I tend to use the A5 size books more often than the A6, so I went ahead and decided to get an A5. Got the little buttons on the back that match the buttons on the boy's hat. And there you can just see some of the detail of that artwork up close. Super cute. I love that the interior is a nice neutral color and the bookmarks are solid black, the black ribbon and then the black leather end tabs. Can't wait to dive into this, and I decided to pair it with a day free planner. So this order has been on hold for quite some time. I had added some items earlier, shortly after I placed my first order after the September release, but I was patiently waiting on shipment hold for the day free planner to release. Those were 4 more of the A5 blank notebooks that you just saw. And this is a Mr. Saturn Weeks. This was actually purchased for my 12-year-old son. I'll be in the Weeks as well next year for my everyday carry planner. But I'm in the Nojigiku floral pattern. And my son chose the Mr. Saturn option for 2020. It comes with this cute little set of post-it notes, and I do open them later in the video and let you get a peek inside. I try to be super careful when I was opening this because it is for him and I want him to have the experience of unboxing it himself, so I do end up repackaging it after I check out all the details. It looks so much cuter in real life than I expected. It actually looks like a tile, kind of a 3D pattern, and I wasn't sure if it had special end pages, being one of the Mother 2 editions, but it does not. It has the traditional Hobonichi end pages. Got the cards, and then a few accessories. So the 2 pins, one came because I ordered a day free, and then the other came with the Weeks. The search and collect button was another reason why I had this order on shipping hold for a while, because they initially ran out of stock and I was waiting on the restock. One of them is for me and then the other is for a friend. That is one of the page keepers for the Weeks book, which I got for my son to try out. And then I picked up 4 of the black refills for the Hobonichi pen, because I do use pens from previous years as well, and I've had at least 2 recently completely run out of the black ink. So I've never ordered refills for those pens in the past, but figured it would be a convenient time to go ahead and grab them in this order. I'll show you how that page keeper works later as well, so stay tuned. Okay, here we're going back into a little more detail. So these are those little post-it cards, and look how stinking cute. I think my son's gonna love these. They are adhesive like a post-it note. Here I'm going ahead and putting the My Manga and I cover inside the clear cover on cover. It has a really nice hand feel and like texture to the cover itself, and I like the way it looked without a cover on the website, but I went ahead and ordered a clear one just in case, and after I unboxed it and kind of inspected it, I was just sure that if I didn't put the cover on it, it would get stained up very quickly. That nice neutral color is fairly light, and then there's a lot of light colors within the artwork itself, so I decided to go ahead and protect it with a clear cover on cover. So let's go ahead and set it up. I'm gonna go in with the day free first. I do a flip through fairly quickly of the book so you can see what is and is not included. If you've been following in the Hobonichi community, you probably already know that there are monthly and undated daily pages in the planner, but there are not weekly pages that are included in the cousin and the cousin of X, so they did remove the weekly section for the day free. But there are several other pages that they did continue to include. Here I'm just showing the thickness compared to the blank A5 notebook, which I was a bit surprised. I assumed they would be about the same thickness, and the day free was actually a little thinner. So you can see you still get the future calendars as well as the year at a glance, and then it goes into the monthlies that start with December and go on through March of the following year, like you would see in the cousin. And then it goes directly into the undated blank graph paper. I was thinking that the entire book would stop at the graph paper. However, they do include several of the Japanese pages in the back. So there are at least probably 7, 8, if not 10 of those extra pages in the back for various topics. That My 100 list was included, which is also in the weeks this year. Okay, and then we get to the cutesy little flip through, which I think I do twice because I kind of went through it a little quickly the first time. There he is, cute little guy. Little creative touch there. So that's the day free. And I end up setting this up 2 different ways. So the initial way is going to be the day free only, with both covers tucked inside. And granted, I've never been referred to as Grace, but for some reason I was a little extra awkward trying to get this in. But we do survive, we do get it in there. I just had to wrestle with it a little more than I expected. So there we go. So that is the A5 alone. It fits nicely. It's extremely lightweight. I'm used to carrying around a cousin, so there's definitely a difference in the weight of the book. Much lighter. And even though it is thin and light, I think I show a side view here where, yeah, I mean, it still looks, perfectly fine. Like if you were going for a light option, this could definitely be it, and you could use just that book alone. Now I do go ahead and remove the front cover here and try something else, because having a little bit of a heavier situation does not bother me personally. I'm used to lugging around either a cousin or a similarly heavy notebook, so I decided to take one of the blank Hobonichi notebooks and put it in the opposite cover and just see how that fits. It ended up being basically, I love the way those covers look. The corners, like they just barely round them off. The quality of these notebooks for the price just cannot be beat. And there you can see it just goes directly into the blank graph all the way through. But this setup option ended up being almost identical to the same thickness and weight as if you had a full-size or full-year cousin in the cover. So they fit well, they close up well, and there you can see the thickness is similar to a full-year cousin. About the same weight as a full-year cousin. And I did like it, so I ended up leaving that configuration for now. I noticed a little piece of dust or dirt already on that nice neutral cover, so I went in to clean that off. Now that is the benefit of using the clear cover on cover as opposed to some of the printed options. Although the printed options look super cute, they do not have the back resealable pocket on them like the clear covers do. So you can see here that it functions kind of like a Ziploc bag, and you're able to go in and access the back pocket for storage on the back of the cover. I just love this cover. Okay, here we're just playing around a little more, showing the size of the medium pouch. I was curious if a week's planner could fit, and it does. It's a fairly snug fit, but it does fit nonetheless. Zips up completely. completely. I was just curious if it would look better with the spine facing up or down. I haven't quite decided what I'm going to do because I've ordered a leather Weeks cover that actually has not arrived yet. Here I was just demonstrating that the center compartment is too small to hold the Weeks, so it will fit on either of the outer pockets but not in the center. But when my leather cover arrives, I will definitely try to use it for the Weeks. So I'm not quite sure how I'm going to use this pocket pouch. I may fill it with supplies. Here I'm just showing that the outer pocket has no closure, so there's no magnet or snap or anything. There's just basically that loose pocket on one side. But the Weeks inside of a leather cover would not fit. So once that cover comes in, I won't be using my Weeks in this pouch. Isn't it pretty though? Goodness. Okay, so this is the page keeper. And I don't know if you noticed when I was doing the unboxing, I kind of checked it a couple times because I was thinking I had ordered 2 of them. One for my son to use and one for me to use myself. But I haven't double checked my order yet, but I'm thinking at the last minute I may have removed one and decreased the quantity to 1 for my son to use. I really like the way it keeps your page open like that. But I think if I did decrease my quantity to 1, the reason being is that I remembered that I had purchased maybe a year or so ago a bookmark from Not Just Knots from Babette's shop in Canada. And I have not been using that bookmark lately, but I think that's why I decided not to use the page keeper for myself. And here I actually pulled the bookmark out because I was thinking that that antique brown that I chose would look really nice with this cover of the Weeks. So my son will get the page keeper and I will use the Not Just Knots bookmark in my Weeks. And that is the mini version. I've got another order placed with Babette that has a medium and a large set, so I'll try to compare those for you later, but that is the mini size of the knots. And I was just curious, since the Weeks was a fairly snug fit, if it would continue to fit in the drawer pouch with the knot bookmark in it, and it does. It zips with no problem, and even after that I tried a couple more times, just not babying it, but just trying to, like, realistically, if I was out and about, just shove it in there and see whether or not it would fit. And as you can see right there, it does. No problem whatsoever. So I'm not quite sure about the medium or the large size, but the mini bookmark fits in the medium pouch with no problem. And lastly, I went ahead and opened the new pen. Over the years, I have grown to love these pens. I just love the way they write. I love the texture that it gives the paper after you've used it on that thin Tomoe River paper. And you don't have to worry about them having to wait to dry. You can watercolor over them. They don't smear. You can highlight over them. And that red body of the pen looks so cute on that cover because it kind of pulls out. There's some red detail on the cover itself, like on the little pins on the boy's cap. Super cute. And again, that little gift pouch was a good buy. can see the ribbon closure up close. Okay guys, well thanks for joining me for this unboxing. I'll be back soon with a video of the entire 2020 lineup that I'll be using next year. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe, and if you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comments below. Thanks for joining me. I will see you soon. Bye-bye.